Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you, of course, by Because Bitcoin. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker. We will be getting Max and Dr. Outlook in here later on the stream. They're both fulfilling some family obligations. So hang in there with us, and welcome to another episode of the show, guys. Hope everybody had a great start to their week yesterday. Monday trading range getting formed. And crypto, at least. I mean, equities have been more of just kind of straight up all week, right? You're seeing these hedges from last week, as well as, the Israel, everything that's occurring in the Middle East. Hedges from those things start to kind of roll off. The resulting effect on price has been that it has lifted price higher. It is as simple as what I was saying 2 weeks ago, right? Dollar and VIX. So right now we have dollar down, showing weakness. We have the VIX down, showing a lot of weakness. And of course, the commensurate effect of that is that equities price action goes up. And that's what we've seen today. But I will say we're getting close to some levels where I would begin to expect some reaction, not just on, legacy markets and equities, such as the NASDAQ and the SPX, but also on VIX and the dollar. I think that 15 to 16 on the VIX, as well as, well, less so for the dollar. I will say I'm actually very bearish on the dollar right now. I think it looks genuinely terrible, but I don't think that it's necessarily going to be as big of a factor as people might think, even if it does, potentially see major downside here in the immediate term. But I did have some notes. Hold up. I definitely wanted to talk about Bitcoin, BNB, and ETH. I don't know if anybody noticed, but that BNB stop hunt was pretty gnarly. I am not quite sure what to make of it. They might go backfill the wick. I'm pretty sure they've done that a few times within this range, but the crypto market in general is sitting on support here, right? And I think a good reflection of that is BNB and Ethereum. To a lesser extent, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's been showing a lot of strength up here, even grinding up. I would say the market structure, that kind of presents an uptrend for Bitcoin has not been broken yet, right? We're coming into support, but as you can see, we do have a series of lows that have been protected on Bitcoin, and thus price is trending higher. Meanwhile, you have BNB and Ethereum, which, like I was kind of saying, those things, I think it's much more precarious for those assets right now. If Bitcoin sees any major downside, then it's safe to say things like Ethereum and obviously BNB will suffer some pretty severe price turbulence in the immediate term, you would have to think. And that's regardless of whether or not we get any resolution on the Binance news, which I personally am of the opinion that we do. I know that is just speculation on my part. I do admit that. But welcome, guys. We do have Dr. Outlook in here as well. Welcome, Will. Just been doing our little briefing here right at the beginning of the show. I think the most notable things about this current market, obviously, you have to highlight the strength in indices right now, as well as the fact that the VIX is weak, the dollar's weak, and then a lot of times those things, the correlation is very tightly wound. So, welcome, guys. I hope y'all had a great start to the week, like I said, on a Monday. But would love to know what you're thinking about the current market and how you're approaching the rest of the week.
Yeah, you want to start there?
Dude, this bear gap is where we got to start, man. It's where we must start. I think.
That's where we begin, Tucker. That's where we begin.
That's where we start. Man. I don't know. If it gets defended, then obviously we should go lower, and there should be a series of
CCP
of lower highs, and lower lows. You'd expect that. Just a trending move, but of course, if you flip it, then you got to look higher. I don't necessarily think that we will. I mean, we've been able to do this. Let me get rid of all this shit.
I just want to add some context to this. I definitely see the case for rollover. I'm going to put that out there. Look, bull or bear, right? I see the case for rollover, right? The issue is this is a controlled move, high and low end range. Eventually, it makes a decisive move to the upper, outer, or lower positions, right? And since it's trending down as like a controlled price range, I would arguably say you're even if you were to trend back down to the lows and form lower lows like you have been, right? I would arguably say this is a bullish type pattern, right? At least as far as a bull flag goes. Like even on the HTF, even HTF, I think that's a solid bull flag. But it doesn't mean it has to break out now. Again, I want to be clear. Like it could easily hit your gap, like you say, and roll over and come down and form a lower low and still be controlled.
Yeah, you could call it that for sure. You could say it's in a channel for sure. I mean, we've been able to do this right while the DXY has been nuking. I think if we obviously interest rates are good for the price of Dixie, so a pause should bring this down even lower. This is probably coming down right now because we saw Bostic come out and say that they were basically going to pause. He said we don't need to increase rates anymore. He said there's no recession in my dot plot, so I don't know. I mean, he seems pretty bulled up. I think he's trying to get the market to go up, probably.
He's yeah, but Tucker, to add
he's got
to
some weekly calls or something.
No, to add to what you're saying, though, Tucker. Like, do you not remember the whole year? This is what they did. This is how they reversed the market. They literally manipulated the market into trending higher. Every time the market would basically come down a little bit, they would say something kind of on the bullish side, right? They come out and make some kind of statement or do something, and the market would bid it. And then they just kept doing this, and then eventually, what did they do? They just went silent, and the market started dropping. And then now they're starting to do it again. They're starting to come out, and this is market manipulation. Them coming out and stating what they're stating is 100%. Look, I'm not at all on the side that this is a fair game, but I'm definitely on the side that if they keep doing this, they're going to push the markets higher. I want to iterate that for the bears. I'm not saying the market shouldn't be bearish. I'm not saying the market should be bullish. What I'm stating here is they are literally manipulating the market, whether they know they are or not. And I think they know they are, and they should technically be held accountable for that.
Wait, listen to this.
And I'm a bull telling you this. I
know. Wait, listen to this tinfoil theory I just came up with. So they come out, they say, they're like, all right, Powell's like, yo, Bostic, go out there, tell them we're done. They'll rip the market, right? They'll rip it in their face. And then Powell comes out and he's like, yeah, guess what? We're hiking. It's completely, because like at the end of the day, right, the wealth effect is real. And Powell, like, if his main goal is to defeat inflation, he should want the markets to be lower, right? Like it's less inflationary when people are not making money investing and they don't have as much disposable income to buy shit with, right? So I don't know. It could be it would be hilarious if he sent out his goons to pump the market just to rug everybody. It is interesting that we have CPI this week. I guess we can probably talk about that tomorrow, but that is going to be something to watch. I don't even know what do you guys know what expectations are? I actually kind of want to talk about it because Dixie is being.
I have not thought about a CPI print
dude, I haven't either.
No, I can tell you the market prediction was, and we actually did talk about it. I just want to be clear about that. The market prediction was at 75. Remember, it lowered to 7. I said because it's on 70. I think you guys were here for the conversation for sure. I said because it was 70.
Oh, that was for the hike. For the hike. Yeah. No, I mean CPI though. CPI.
Yeah, but I would expect CPI is probably either stagnant, which means it hasn't, really come down, or it's basically, trending. I would say upward a little bit. I don't think. I think when you're looking at CPI specifically, shoot, I lost my train of thought of where I was going with that. Hold on, I wanted to post this real quick. Go ahead and continue, guys. I'm trying to. I'm going to send you guys something.
Wait, consensus is 3.7. Oh no, that was last month. Okay, hang on.
I'm going to tag you
for tomorrow. This is. I don't know why I don't just use Twitter, man.
Look,
Like,
CPI at this point is a literal joke. Like, just don't even pay attention to it. Oil's reading different, right? Like, they can say whatever they want. Oil's the main indicator. They're gonna say it's coming down. I said they're full of shit. But at the end of the day, I just can't fight the Fed, can't fight the market. They can lie all they want at the end of the day, right? And that's just gonna push markets more. So I don't believe a word that comes out of their mouth. I just go out the numbers they give because that's what they're going to give and that's what the market's going to bid.
I think the big thing for me with the indexes this week that really pushed price higher wasn't even the dollar. I think it was more the VIX. The fact that it opened higher because, like VIX futures, that is, because of the conflict in the Middle East, it just gave them more ammo to crush volatility and then lift price higher, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. And why I really wasn't looking forward to stepping in front of any trains this week, quite frankly. We do have supported flows over the next 2 weeks that are also lifting price. So it just doesn't make sense to be, I think you can be bearish right now, but being short over the next 2 weeks, I don't know how much sense that makes to me. I'm without seeing, more price action kind of play out in indexes.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Tucker, could you pull up that? I put it in BB in the equities channel.
Well, look at this, man.
That list real quick.
It's completely over.
It looks like it, but I watch this thing rip back up. That's the stupid part about it, right? Like Sol is now the new BNB. But let's I think
okay. Where'd you put it?
I'm just kidding.
In the equities channel.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think this is important for context for people. It doesn't mean that it's going to change what they said,
hang on,
but
let me just put it on.
It is important. And this is kind of like your cheat sheet for like Fed talking points, right? So Bostic, as you can see here, is more on the less hawkish side. We'll say he's the second to highest dove of all the different Fed chair people, and so you have to take what he says, into context. But when he says something bullish, you have to take it in less context, right? That's the way I use this. So like if let's say Bowman comes out and says we have no reason to raise rates, I'm like, oh, this market's gonna freaking rip, like if Bostic were to come out and say, hey, we're gonna nuke tomorrow, then it's like, oh, it's over. Bostic's coming out and saying it's over. And then if you get the intermediaries, the people kind of more in the middle side, then you're kind of like, okay, we probably need a couple people voicing the same opinion. And so this right here is kind of like your cheat sheet just for the audience. So it gives you kind of an idea on what side they lean to, so you can kind of know, okay, do they maybe have a little bit of bias in their tone as far as what they're saying, and can it actually come to fruition, right? Doesn't mean the market's not going to bid it.
You need Kashkari, man. You need Kashkari to come out and be dovish. That would be insane.
Yeah, or Bowman. Bowman's been a freaking crazy hawk this year. If Bowman comes in and says, "Hey guys, I think we're gonna be good on rates," I'd be like, expect to buy everything because everything's gonna rip. If Bowman came out and said that.
Look at that chart, man. Oh my gosh. What just happened? I was on a phone call.
It's on a 3-minute, man.
Don't worry about it.
It's on the 3-minute.
Don't worry about it.
But did like something happen? Was there
From
news?
1967?
It's just a morning liquidity hunt.
Yeah.
I kind of have a bit of like I have some alpha for some Solana traders that I'll share with you guys after the call that I kind of picked up on because of this morning. But I'll keep
this weekly VWAP nuked.
They're hunting longs right now because they're gonna freaking rip this thing. I'm telling you.
Oh man,
they are hunting longs, man. Yes, they are. Look at the move. They're hunting longs. There is no reason
first though. I mean, it has to bounce at 27 at like 27K, man. It has to bounce.
No, man, they're hunting shorts, man. These are shorts.
The market is moving down in a rapid way. There's no hunting shorts right now. They're hunting longs. It's moving down so fast.
Man.
Maybe you guys have already talked about this. What do you make of the equity strength contrast to the crypto, whatever the hell that just was? I don't even know if it's just I don't know. We'll see where it resolves,
I think it's a fake out, man. I really, really do. I think it's a fake out that's going to rip in people's faces.
Look at this rounded top.
That's not a bias thing, man. It's literally no.
Well, he took that right out of your own playbook.
Yeah, that's called the half circle, brother.
No, look at the left side. You got to encapsulate that inside that circle. Now go ahead and drag it more to the right because it's too oval.
Will, your white background, it like makes you sink into the background, like with your headphones.
I know.
You're like, I never see the full you. I just see like
it's like a cloud
absorbing you. Yeah,
a constant cloud behind you.
But look. At the end of the day, I'm telling you, this is a breakdown that's gonna rip, man. Look. There's no way you can read what Bostic says and thinks the market's not gonna bid that.
Okay,
the market is literally on down.
Let me ask you this then. Well, hold up. Let me ask you this then. Would you bet a stake on it?
Not betting stakes.
That's the real question.
Look. I live in Vegas. Tommy lives in the woods. The steakhouses out here are way
in the woods.
Okay.
Whoa. I would rather live in the woods than the city that I'm living in. Because the woods are beautiful out here, by the way. But yes,
no, I know. That was no insult to injury.
No,
I'm just stating like
Tommy
Vegas has the most expensive somewhere in the woods. Look, you can go out here and actually get a steak for over like $2,000.
You can't eat it outside though, or else the locusts will get to you.
And here's the thing, like man, I can import Wagyu from Japan for cheaper than what you can get a steak out here.
Really?
In some cases. Yeah. Well, I mean, have you guys have been to Vegas? You've seen some of these places, man. They're freaking ridiculous out here.
Will, are you a gambler?
No. Luckily, right?
It is a good day to be a TQQQ shareholder.
QQQ? Oh
no. Will. I said TQQQ, not QQQ.
QQQ is going to freaking.
Your boy is having a hell of a day on his TQQQ.
Oh man!
Thank you very much.
Tesla is the one that's really carrying tech, from what I can see.
Tesla, look at Q-Zone.
Max is the one that's carrying tech with all of my shares.
Yeah, but we talked about this morning. I literally told you guys, look, Tesla's in the position, man.
God,
it is in that position.
Can you imagine if we break out of that channel to the upside, Tucker? Can you imagine the smell?
We're in the
bear gap.
Look, can you imagine what Plutonic would do if that happened?
Lance.
Plutonic doesn't trade Tesla.
Look.
You mean Lance?
Yes, I do. Lance Plutonic is his name.
Tucker, he said this morning, he's like, we need to recapture this area. I'm like, that's just where we start, Tucker. Like, that's just where we start.
Huh?
Like, that's the beginning. The bear gap is the beginning.
Will, did you shove at the lows, brother? Did you?
Did you?
No, I went
Was
super
I the
high
only
beta
one on this panel that shoved at the low?
Look.
The low shove?
No, I have no reason to bid SPY. I don't care about that. But like, I did bid super high beta crypto. And I think that it's going to rip in people's faces.
I picked up some long Bitcoin exposure because here's the thing, man. I think we could get some beta chasing. Like, I don't think it's impossible to see. Oh God, Tucker, get that off the screen, man.
I just know this is what.
I don't think it's impossible to see if ETH BTC puts in a big bounce.
Nakamoto, 100%. Look, you guys all faded me.
Why aren't you massively on there?
No one faded you. No one wanted to bridge, Will. No one faded you. You just didn't want to do it.
That sounds like an excuse.
The only other place you could buy it was KuCoin, and you have to be KYC to trade there now. That's heartbreaking to me, by the way. That was where I got my come up on perps.
Hey, MEXC still works though. You can still get a MEXC.
Oh man.
So,
if ETH BTC puts in a bounce, altcoins can for sure run. But I also still think Bitcoin dominance looks insanely good. And I wouldn't want to fade that.
Let's see.
Yeah, but it all that means to me is that Bitcoin moves more.
Like,
right?
do you really? Yeah, but so then why would you even hold altcoins if Bitcoin's going to move more? Like,
But let me explain. So if all the S coins on the bottom end of the spectrum, we'll say, right? If all of them move together, and we'll say it's like a $5 billion push, that's like 1,000, 500, 300, 200% gains because they're so low on the floor. Whereas like if you're talking about Sol, it's not going to do much. You're talking about ETH, it's not going to do much. But these low liquidity coins can see a nice push off the lows from this move.
You know what, Will? I saw a quote on Twitter yesterday that said, "No alt season until we stop referring to it as Bitcoin and alts, and instead refer to it as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and alts."
No. Look, Ethereum is an altcoin. All right.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But until people believe,
I know, I'm telling the audience,
altcoin like returns from ETH, he was saying no alt season.
Yes, I agree with that.
Look,
You can't disagree with that, Will. It's in the charts, man. Do
I'm
you like my new
gonna.
background, by the way, Will?
I love it. It looks amazing.
Thank
But I want to point out an example. All right, I'm going to point out an example. I look, no shill, none of that stuff. Look at HILO. Permanent bull season.
What the hell is high-low? I've never even heard.
Will Shill in his bag.
Permanent bull season.
Brother
Will, what's the market cap of that thing?
It is low.
Is it above or below 25 mil?
I want to say 14 to 40.
The background is killing me.
I know.
Tommy,
Oh my God.
Tommy, when are you going to get on the background train, man? You've never had one.
Hey, put the RSI on that, Tucker.
Maybe I find some sort of fitting background for the next like 2 to 3 months. We'll see.
There you go. Bro, I thought that was your background.
No, this is my living room.
Oh, well, this is going down, man. This is going down.
Oh,
look at that. Look at those. The RSI, man.
Bro, it's time to bid. Do you guys remember PayPay? This is the new PayPay.
No, bro. Look, this.
It said that it has utility.
This is Bitcoin.
Right?
This is
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. We just double topped. It's over.
I didn't look. I got it at the lows. Okay, it's not bad. It's a really good play.
Well, it's coming back to the lows.
It's not coming back to the lows. It's not coming back to the lows.
You need the round trip ticket meme.
Do you know what this is? It's a prediction model crypto. I find it hilarious because all the retailers are like, "Oh, I need to own some of this so I can get into the prediction."
Is this where you can bet on like random stuff to gamble? Yeah, like if you could bet on Sam getting his Adderall in prison.
No. So it's more about price. It's more about price. It's more about price.
Over.
That hit, didn't it? That hit.
It did. It was like valued at 20 cents, and he was banging that drum. But it's not that high of liquidity. So I mean, how much size can you really get into one of these bets?
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, what is crypto doing? Equities are literally ripping.
Look, crypto had to cool down. All right,
That's called relative weakness, brother.
not at all, bro.
And
You don't get to have you don't get to refuse relative strength and jump on relative weakness. It's not fair.
Yes, I'm refusing relative.
It's
weakness.
neither. It's neither or it's both.
Look. Let's let. No,
by how much time?
A few weeks. No. By a few weeks.
By a few weeks.
This move, yeah.
Look.
So now equities are going to do this.
Equities are leading.
No, well, hang on. Bitcoin led. Crypto did not lead because a lot of altcoins didn't even make it above their relative value area highs. So the argument would be Bitcoin led because if you look at
Bitcoin led.
So altcoins rip because Bitcoin led. Got it. All right. Let's talk about some equities. Pull up Qs, pull up SPY, pull up Tesla, pull up Apple, pull up Nvidia. Let's look at these equities real quick.
That's a lot.
I mean, I think it's only natural that those tech stocks caught a bid, though, right? I mean,
it is.
When we dip, what is going to be the first thing that people bid? It's pretty much every stock that you just listed.
It is, but at the same time, we got to understand strength when we see it, and when money flow moves across the board, we got to pay attention to that, right? Whether it's the normie trade or not, right? It's basically the money flow has been moving across the board.
That kind of looks like.
Oh, Will.
I know what that looks like.
There we go.
No.
Here we go. Propaganda.
I'm not going to say.
Propaganda.
I'll spare you.
Just Tucker, go ahead and change your name to propagandist.
Well, you would draw this. You know, you
It
would.
looks like the Bitcoin top, man. Like,
do you know what I would draw there? I would draw a big W.
the one that we did this year.
Oh yeah. It actually really does. Hang on, let's play with that.
Look, we need to move over to Apple.
Yeah, man. Hang
And
on.
no, if you look there, that is a double top. That is not a Head and Shoulders on Bitcoin.
Oh no.
Put it in log. That should fix it.
No, I got it.
You're gonna have to zoom out, man.
Yeah, you gotta go way out. Yeah.
Oh no, this will be easy.
He's a professional masseuse, guys.
God saves his toughest massages for his strongest masseuse.
Strongest masseuse.
Oh god.
If you were to show pictures of dogs, you would put poodles over top of like bulldogs and stuff and say they match.
There it is, man.
But here's the thing about that, Tucker. Here's the thing about that. They might be doing the same thing, but the fractal is incomplete. Bitcoin hasn't barted yet or hasn't got up. What if Bitcoin moves up to 30K from here?
Yep.
What if NVIDIA moves up to 540 and then Bitcoin's still hanging out here? Is NVIDIA leading Bitcoin then? It's an incomplete work.
Oof.
It is incomplete. It's just literally tracking exactly. Tommy, step in.
It's incomplete, man. It's incomplete. We'll see. Yeah, no, we'll see. It's funny because we charted Bitcoin against NVIDIA. I want to say like a few weeks ago.
Did we?
Yeah, you'll have to build the. Yeah, he's got it.
Ooh, been bleeding, huh?
I can't remember why we charted this.
I don't either.
Did we chart?
I mean,
we did chart this.
That looks like a tightening move, man. It really does. Look at all the tightening moves you have there.
It looks like.
I mean, you can't deny that it kind of does the same pattern Doge does against Bitcoin, where it just like bleeds incessantly and then just squeezes and then bleeds.
But Max, look at those squeezes, and it looks like we're moving into that range of squeeze the way it's tightening there.
So you think that Bitcoin should outperform NVIDIA?
Bro, look at it. I'm serious. I'm not even playing. Like, look at that. Look at the moves there.
So, Will, let me ask you then, man. You're suggesting we should all short NVIDIA and long Bitcoin?
No, I'm suggesting Bitcoin may see a secular move over top of NVIDIA that's much bigger.
Is this the liquidity VIX?
It doesn't mean NVIDIA has to move. It just means that Bitcoin could see a really big squeeze that basically spikes the chart on here.
If this is like a liquidity VIX, that would mean if liquidity is contracting that this would continue dropping. But if you think liquidity is going to go up, then theoretically it should reclaim the levels that we held in 2018 and 2020, right?
When you say liquidity VIX, though, Tommy, what do you?
It means like we spike when we have a huge surge in liquidity enter the market.
Pull up a global net liquidity or domestic liquidity.
Like it should hold these levels. It should get back above these levels if we're going to be.
Yeah. A recapture would look good.
Or even value area low. Right?
Yeah, because you do get a couple signals to the upside before it actually rips. Right there, you kind of see the small candles, and then after those 2 or 3 weeks of small candles, is basically a rip to the upside.
Net liquidity on the bottom.
That's interesting. I mean, it looks almost like it fell over before net liquidity fell over.
It does not like the tightest correlation.
Yeah, it's not really that. It's not really that well correlated.
What about like M2? Can we pull up M2? I'm sure it'll look somewhat similar to this, but do M2SL. That's fine too. There you go. Yeah, it's about the same.
Guys, look, I'm gonna just come out and say it. Look, if Apple gets above 180, man, starts hitting like 182, 183, good fuck. Excuse my language. Good luck on shorting that, man. Like that is, I'm telling you, a 180 claim is not what you want to see on.
Is Apple looking good? I haven't even looked at it today.
It is looking really. It's pressuring the highs right now, so it hasn't broken through resistance yet. But if it gets above 180,
disbelief right now, Will.
Bro, If it gets above 180, you are getting destroyed. You are getting destroyed. You need Apple to stay below.
We already filled that gap, though, Tucker. That's the thing, though, man. Like, we already filled that gap. The fact we shouldn't have come back to it, I don't think.
What do you mean we already filled it?
The gap starts lower than that, doesn't it? If you zoom in.
Yeah, it starts a little bit lower. Yeah.
We already filled that gap pretty damn good.
What do you mean? Where?
So pull it down much lower. It's way lower than
daily
that.
gap down, like
Down,
it's already
go down.
Yeah. Well, we didn't fully get it. We gotta
you don't
get
need
it.
to mitigate gaps. Since when you need to fully mitigate?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a 75% fill is good. You should not
partial mitigation
range. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's partial too.
It's the same thing up there. Same thing up there. They're always partial with Apple. And when it starts to move back towards it, you don't want to see that if you're a bear.
Here's the thing. The bottom happened on Apple when I bought my new iPhone. So
it did.
I don't want to draw too many connections, but I want to just point that out that maybe there's something there.
Look, you supported their liquidity and you gave them enough liquidity so they could do buyback.
I gave them a capital injection. Yes.
Max is the hero that saves your bags.
I put the bears in shambles.
The spinning hammer.
Look, 100% Max. No, look,
yeah,
100% Max is right on Apple. Man. Like it filled. You do not want to see it coming back that direction.
This one's trying to fill.
It's going a bit higher, Tucker.
If you can animate the hammer,
a bit higher.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh,
Max?
we need to write trading view.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be great if you could animate the hammer and like leave it on like a rotation, so you don't have to manually do it?
Pretty sure you can do that on PowerPoint.
But like right on trading view would be great.
Where's Bobo?
Look. I need to steal the screen if I could figure out how. All right. I'm too old to figure out how to steal the screen.
Yeah, he is, man. There's a good screen.
Did you shove at the lows, boys? Did you shove?
Look.
No.
No.
My name is Dr. Shove. All right. I'm here with Dr.
Guys, let me oh man. Like
I am Lance Plutonic and Big Country Tuck. The whole
Plutonic.
Game. Lance Plutonic. All right.
Look, you guys want to see BNB futures?
It looks terrible. It looks terrible. You don't paint a bullish picture for BNB, Will.
BNB futures? Or you say the BNB future?
No, BNB perpetual futures. They have perps. They have perp charts.
I won't let
you just say BNB perps.
BNB, Will.
Bro. It's not looking good for bears.
The only bullish thing I can say about the state of BNB is the fact that it looks so bad and Bitcoin's still at 27.5.
Yeah, man, it's not looking good for bears. Look at that chart.
Tucker,
what are you talking about?
No, look. Draw a line across the lows.
I'm aware.
The line's like the Cheeto meme, though, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say. There's
no Cheeto meme here. Like,
there's your line across the lows, man. Here, I'll just take it from these bodies, right?
Yeah, you might get lucky and recapture that wick. You might get lucky. Like you are getting. Look, I'm telling you.
Tucker, put on the 15-minute destroyer.
All right, you're right.
The 15-minute destroyer.
You're right.
Oh, here we go.
Whenever I feel insecure about the chart, I put on the 15-minute destroyer.
They need the ability on the stream to rename people because I would rename Tucker right now propagandist.
Look at this, man.
I would name him LTF for short and then propagandist. Low time frame propagandist.
Tucker, that's kind of bullish, man. You have to admit.
I know. The destroyer is bullish at the moment, but
the destroyer caught the squeeze, man.
Look, the only people getting crushed right now is Ball.
Dude, Ball the 15-minute destroyer, if you've been trading the 15-minute destroyer like the past 2 months in this range, you're literally a bazillionaire. Look at that thing.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
The beta on it's so low, though, Max. Like, you'd have to size so much to make any money.
Yeah, like, what is this range? This range is literally 7%.
That's pretty good, man. That's not bad.
You hit that with like 10x. It's all right, yeah. High to low, though.
Guys,
you have to take it high to low.
All market's about to rip. I'm just letting you guys know.
Dude, the equities are ripping. They're not about to rip. Equities are ripping.
30 years ripping, equities are ripping, everything's ripping.
TLT's probably bottom, man. Watch bonds catch a short squeeze.
I actually think TLT might have bottomed.
Yeah.
I think TLT might have bottomed.
Look at the 4 hour, Tucker. Look at a wick that was formed on the 4 hour. No, sorry, lower than that. There was a big wick. The bottom. No, it was the very bottom. Why is there a gap in your chart? Mine looks different.
It would be really
You on
funny.
TMF or TLT?
No, I was on Hang on.
It would be pretty fitting if they bottomed TLT on a day
Yeah.
when yields weren't even trading.
When yields weren't even trading, yeah.
I think it's probably bottomed. DXY is topped. Bonds are bottomed. We're about to see at a minimum a big short squeeze rally in bonds, especially if we can just get a little window of no Fed bullshit until the next FOMC.
Mhm.
Equities and bonds are going to rally together, and it's going to be a total 180 to what we've seen.
That's what I'm reading on AMC right now. I'm reading that on AMC.
Evan was talking about AMC.
That
That
kind of
looks
looks
good,
like a
bro.
bottom pattern right there, honestly. I know it's low
AMC
time
looks
frame.
good.
Ooh.
Look at that gap above.
AMC.
Look at that gap up there. I'm telling you, you're going to rip down a little bit. You're probably going to get some face rippers to the downside, but you're going to feel that. You are going to feel that.
I mean, what is that? Like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro.
27%.
It's a lot.
I didn't think it was going to be that much. I didn't even look at the scale.
It's a lot.
I just knew I
I
was
love how
almost
people still
90
trade this
minutes.
thing.
Oh, man.
You'd be
Look,
shocked at how many people like. No, this is such a. I don't know, man. I mean, it's represent the fact that it's so low is representative of the fact that like normie traders are dead, but you'd be shocked at the belief that it can still come back.
I don't believe that, but I've been trading AMC and what's the other one? BBBY through the floor. I don't care. Like, it's so easy of a trade. And there's so many people that are in this belief that this is the place to shove, and then it just goes deeper again later. That's every bounce is for shorting, every rip is for looking for the next gap, and then just rolling over again.
So one thing I'd like to mention on TLT, Tucker, if you could go back real quick, could you go to the weekly time frame for us on TLT, and then throw up the RSI on the weekly time frame? This is a huge huge bull div, like one of the biggest that I've ever seen. Huge bull div on the weekly.
Oh, man.
Huge, brother.
Yeah.
I know Will likes this, man.
Well, yeah, I know you're
I
getting
do like
excited.
this, but
That's really clean too. If this is the bottom, look at that thing. Oh man.
Wow.
you want to know the real shove? Look at DocuSign, bro. No, I'm not playing. I'm serious. DocuSign, DOC, DOCU.
Yeah.
Look at that. Generational wealth.
I don't know about that.
Bro, DocuSign is the thing that everybody uses for online signatures, especially
I don't think
engineers.
so.
100%. 100%.
I don't know. I'm more of a Doc Hub kind of guy, Will.
I'm an Authentisign kind of guy.
Doc
Look.
Hub.
I don't know an engineer out there that doesn't use DocuSign.
Well, you know that a majority of the real estate industry uses something called Authentisign, and real estate's probably behind legal work the most common profession for digitally signed documents.
I'm
They don't
pretty
even
sure
use
government even uses DocuSign.
They might. I don't know.
And it's because they're old, but I'm sure they do. But I'm just saying, like, that's like, if you wanted to shove, look at that RSI, look at that chart there on DocuSign. Just saying, man. Just saying. Real quick, let me just. I gotta roll here in a minute.
Oh, we got it on TMF too, man.
Yeah, we did.
Are we going in? Is it time to go in?
I mean, I don't know if you checked my active positions channel, but
Oh dear.
But Tommy is
Shove.
going in.
Yeah.
Nope. Go back the way you were.
He shoved.
Go back the way
I
you were,
didn't shove.
Tucker.
I didn't. shove.
What? I literally got it stuck. I don't even know.
He didn't
what happened.
shove. He
Because
politely.
that's where it was meant to be.
No.
There you go.
Slightly
Right there. You could see the little veer of red there. It's telling you it's going
Will
deeper.
wants it drawn right here.
It's
Will,
going
what
deeper.
are you talking about, Will?
It's
There's a
going
clearly
deeper.
defined bottom right there. Why
Will,
would you?
Evan Casey posted a short setup to to AMC in the Discord.
From higher, sure.
No,
From
he
higher.
didn't.
He did.
Bro. Some people like losing money, man. They just love it.
Oh, seems exhausted,
Oh.
brother. I see that.
Yeah,
Evan Casey.
that's kind of what I was saying. Like, it can pull back a little bit, but like it's not gonna be what people think it's gonna be. Bro, who got the My Ladies with the South Park freaking outfit?
Yeah, I thought that was sick.
That is
Guys, why is
actually sick.
Bitcoin not at 35K yet with what's going on in equities?
I couldn't tell you, Max.
Yeah, I can see that, Evan, but it's not worth my time when I'm looking at that massive gap to the upside
Wait, what?
on AMC. Like it's I'm looking at the bigger move here, not the smaller move.
Evan thinks it's exhausted. Could be. Could be. Exhausted.
Yeah, I mean he's got it coming back to 914. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility because that's a lot of run right there, right? That would be a cool down phase. But like if you look at the upside to downside, like I would flip that whole risk reward, indicator that he's using right there the other direction.
Yeah.
Because I think they're coming for that gap. Look at that gap, man. That is just a disgusting gap right there. Like even a 75-50% fill on that is massive from where it's sitting. Yeah. Oh, you care if I get screened since I'm old and I don't know how to switch it?
Will, you got to take it, man. If you want it, you got to take it.
Yeah, man.
It's tough, man, but
it's tough. He said, "Here we go. Hold on, share screen. Let's see. We go here. All right. So I click also share audio and I play my my music in the background while I'm showing. Is that what's happening here?
Wait, whoa. See. There we go. I got it.
All right. So I just wanted to cover a couple things. HTF, QQQ's pressuring the high, right? NVIDIA, another one over here. Ripperoni, talked about this yesterday, holding the range, but pressuring the highs. We got Tesla over here coming up, running the gap. We've got Apple over here, again, pressuring the highs. But here's the thing. I think I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real because I'm going to come in here and just spew bullish propaganda. But so today I'm going to come in and I'm going to give a realistic take. All right. And that realistic take is I think a lot of this bid is on what Bostic said. So what I'm thinking is this whole week, at least for now, we probably see Chop City.
I mean, he literally said we don't need to. He literally said we don't need to tighten anymore.
Yeah,
that was pretty clear.
That's one Fed chairman, and we pulled up the chart, Tucker. If you want to pull that up for him and show him where that is. But if you look at the chart of hawkish to bullish Fed people, he's basically second in line for the most dovish Fed chairman. So again, I think a lot of this, Max, comes back to calculation and calculated moves and calculated, we'll say, speeches, right? And they're doing this to stop the market from puking. I get it now. I get the reasoning behind the market manipulation that's occurring. It's the market's in a downtrend. They see it's in a hard downtrend. They know that it's at critical levels, and they're like, okay, we got to stop the bleed. So what do? All right, we're going to send Bostic out. Bostic's going to come out and say something really bullish, and everybody's going to bite on it, and then we're going to back off, right?
All right, send in Bostic to just say some bullshit to pump the market.
Yes, and then they're going to rug everybody.
Look, I know it sounds like tinfoil hat, but I'm dead. Look, I get it now. Like, pay attention to all the moves this year. Every time the market
I said that like 30 minutes ago, right?
No, we talked about it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. It's a tinfoil hat Powell rug.
It's a playbook. Look, if you guys were in the NFL, right, and you were a coach, he's got the full playbook. He knows what he's doing. Bostic's his his right, and then you got people like I forget what it's called, or what his name is.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but I could be in the NFL.
No, I mean I thought you were. I thought you were retired, but
Yeah.
He's a retired Hall of Famer, man.
I can play DN for the Chiefs, man. I can do it.
yeah, I mean look, Bostic's is running back at the end of the day, right? You got the QB, Powell, Bostic's is running back to the right, and then you got Bowman, who's his running back to the left. And if they need to be hawkish, they throw in Bowman, and he just runs the ball. And if they need to be, dovish, they throw in Bostic, and he just runs the ball. That's just what it is. Like this is a playbook. I promise you, this is not tinfoil hat, man. Like this is, I've seen it over and over again this year.
No. Wait. Here's what they do. They got Bostic and whoever you said just running motion in the backfield while Waller hits a deep post. The most hot. No, Kashkari hits a deep post.
Deal.
Dimes into the end zone.
But here's the thing. Look. Here's the problem with Powell's approach, and I'll give it to you. He's picking like the best running backs for each one, right? So he's picking the best running back for bearish. He's picking the best running back for bullish. The problem with that is you can't take their words 100% because it's not like the bullish or the dovish Fed is saying something bearish. It's not like the bearish or hawkish Fed is saying something bullish. He's picking the sides where they should be on. And so when you got D going on, D knows who to be D'ing, right? They're going to D the best players. That's who they're going to be defensing. So if you give it to the semi not so great running back, right? And be like, okay, we're going to put the better running back out there, but we're going to give it to the mid running back, the guy who's okay, the middle people. Then in that case, you can get a better result because everybody's looking at the best versus like the middle. And then the middle runs the ball through and nobody sees it coming. Now that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that middle play to where one of these middle guys step up and say something versus one of these really known, we'll say, known Fed chairs that are basically known for their stance on hawkish or dovish. And the mids are basically, we got Dubert, Harker, Collins, Barr, O'Neal, and I think just O'Neal. Those are all of your mid guys.
Will, I got to ask you now, man. You see the playbook. You know the plays they're running. It's 3rd and 75. What are they running now?
They're running the long playbook right now. That's what they're running. They're running the bounce.
So they're gonna run the bounce till the next FOMC.
To the next FOMC.
So bullishness until the end of October.
That would be my thoughts. Yes. And I think we'll continue to see the same people come out and spew the same things to push markets higher. And then when we get to the top of the range, we'll probably see them come out and start to push back into the Fed meeting. And then once they pull back into the Fed, then again, they're going to come out and put out their dovish players again and get them to push markets higher. And this is where I think they work the markets back to the highs in a slow, we'll say methodical move that nobody sees coming. And then all of a sudden run at a certain point.
Tucker, can you do me a favor and pull something up?
Yeah. What's that?
Bitcoin NASDAQ.
NDQ or NQ1?
NDQ. That should be fine. Yeah, any of them.
What they came out today and said to me, Max.
Let's hold up real quick. Let's go to like the daily. Let's go to like the daily.
Oh man, look at that! Wow.
Can you draw a normie diagonal line from that high set in April?
Here?
Yeah, right there, all the way down and to the right. A normie diagonal descending line.
What is it?
I like how we call it. We should ask TradingView.
My thought is, if this is if Will's outlook is correct and the NASDAQ is going to be bullish, until the next FOMC, October 31st to November 1st. And the Bitcoin NASDAQ pair just broke out and is potentially coming back to retest that trend line. Is it at all possible that if the NASDAQ moves up, Bitcoin NASDAQ holds this line, Bitcoin's about to spring like crazy and actually outperform the NASDAQ to the upside and melt faces? Look at that.
This is a classic.
Classic deviation.
No, it's not. No,
deviation, man.
no, bro. I'm telling you.
I just painted a beautiful case and you just fudded it, man.
I did fud it. Well, dude, these drawings were here. We talked about that. We must have talked about this because I probably didn't chart this on my own, but we definitely talked about this on Market Check. Like, boom, boom. Like, this is your value zone on Bitcoin NASDAQ is down here. Because I remember, weren't you talking about this? Like, we were talking about like this correction.
Yeah, we were talking about like the FTX deviation being the same as the 2019 bottom there, Tucker.
Yeah, so it'd be like,
and coming back to retest that, basically something like that. Yeah, I think me and Tommy were hanging out after Market Check one day.
Yeah, we need to get back. We need to at least test like, all right, I'll give it to this level.
Right, but what if this is a breakout? We don't get that perfect retest that we had in 2019, 2020. What if this was the breakout? That's a nice trend line, you must admit.
Little sweep.
That's a triple bottom right there.
Little sweep right there.
I'm just saying this could be the reason crypto could be leading is this pair could be coming back to retest the trend line after a breakout. And if the NASDAQ's going to continue to be bullish and this pair turns around off of that trend line retest, look out. Bitcoin's going to $39 million per Bitcoin.
$39 million.
I thought you were going to talk about market cap for a second there. I was like,
I was going to say 30K, and then I was like, and then I said a 9 for some reason. And then I was like, well, I can't say 39K because it's too realistic. 39 million.
Like Dr. Evil when he's asking for the ransom.
Yeah. He's like, sir, that $1 million isn't quite what it used to be.
I do think. What?
Is that what you're looking for there, Max?
Ooh,
yeah, I mean, just about. I'm looking for DXY to come down, to nuke, and I'm looking for Bitcoin NASDAQ to hold that trend line. Because if Bitcoin NASDAQ holds that trend line, we're gonna melt faces.
That would be disgusting.
Look at what the dollar did during when Bitcoin got the dip that Tucker was outlining. Look at what the dollar did.
What did?
So if you were to get a second dip into demand confluent with the one that, we're thinking with the dollar, if you're comparing it to the last cycle that we had as far as Bitcoin NASDAQ go back in 2020, 2019. So when Bitcoin nuked against the NASDAQ to that degree in 2020, you can also see what the dollar did in 2020.
Paint it, Picasso.
There.
Yeah, we had the slow grind up. It nuked, and then it ripped. And then it nuked for real.
Okay, so if that happened again, Tommy, where's DXY going?
I don't know exactly how far it's going to pull back. One thing I always say about the dollar is that it loves to overcorrect to the downside when it does pull back. I could see anything from that thing, honestly. Like I could see as deep as 101 on the dollar before any sort of bounce. I could also see like 104. If it's going to replicate what it did in 2020, that would be like into 101, back up to 110, 112, and then just down only after that. And then you want to be like aggressively allocating to assets if it were to occur, how it did in 2020. Not saying that it will. But we were outlining the case for the Bitcoin NASDAQ cycle to have a similar sort of sell-off. And I think it's there for the dollar as well.
I got to run, boys. I'll see you.
See you, Will.
See you, Will.
I mean, the dollar looks terrible here. I mean, horrible. After this mechanical twop upwards, with the Japanese government defending the 150 mark on USD JPY, this is just an egg McStuffin down here.
Yeah.
Oh God, Tucker, look at that.
I wish there were a better way to short the dollar. Honestly, like
you can short the dollar. Here's how you do it. You just long risk. That's literally all you have to do. You don't even have to have
everything.
I think shorting the dollar anymore is just longing the NASDAQ.
Yes.
Risk.
Which is why I'm long the NASDAQ partially, because I thought DXY was going to top out at 107. It is short the dollar because you denominate your dollars in shares of valuable tech companies.
I'd love to see that we're pumping. 4,400, 4,420 will provide a strong reaction on the S&P.
Wait for it.
Yes, says who?
Says who?
Yeah, says who?
Says my magical lines, Max.
Those never fail.
Oh, Tommy, you need to show Max your magical soul lines.
Oh man, I'm gonna actually
for
I
after.
will show you. I will show you. I don't even remember where I pulled it from, Max, but anyway,
Tell me it doesn't have us going below 10.
It does. It does, and it has it happening in January. So I'm glad I extended that an extra like month and a half. Banger. That's what I'm talking about.
Jesus, man. What is that?
A clean one. I pulled it from here.
Oh my.
It had the huge squeeze up and then it just started falling, right? So I kind of think we could do the same. Of course, it goes without saying. Like, if we're going to be risk on in equities and we're going to be risk on in crypto in Q4, we're not going to get this in Solana. I am not of that opinion. I'm pretty bearish. If you've been watching this show for a while, you know that. But that's what I would say. Let's take a look at curve, guys. It's a big level. I actually had this mapped out.
I don't think I can look at curve ever again after what happened to me.
Dude, same. Curve is brutal, man.
Gotta bounce.
That is a big level right there.
Gotta bounce. Or else it's going to zero.
And that's kind of like the range low, and you could consider that little dip that we had on the 11th and 12th a deviation, if this is going to hold.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to, though, Max. That's kind of a tough look.
It shouldn't. It should nuke.
Zero.
Look. Looks like we might get a break. I mean, if they could save, maybe. They have to save it in here, though. It's a dramatic.
Oh, God.
That's something I'm playing around with. I really don't have much conviction in that idea. Ignore that.
I love how you just sometimes pull up a chart and have like a random fractal that you forgot was on there. It's like
drawn to zero.
Could see something like that on Matic.
Yeah, that looks tough, man. Curve does look really tough. I'm not gonna lie.
BNB looks rough to me, man. Like we've broken down from the range.
Matic leading the market right now.
That'd be funny.
Down 2%.
Look.
Why is Sol? Never mind, it's fine.
I mean, when Sol goes, it just likes to go all at once, all at the same time.
I know.
Look at that thing.
Matic. It's disgustingly over for Matic. Probably.
There, that's a good.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, Matic's cooked. Maybe
You ever chart Sol dominance, Tommy?
ELT green on the day. Look at that. I just saw you watch this. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a ticker for that. Why?
There's an everything dominance.
Yeah, Sol.D, bro. Come on.
Man,
Of course.
I'm unimpressed. Sol dominance cannot break above 1%.
If it does it invalidate our bet?
Maybe we'd like to see that.
Do you mean do you win the bet?
Does Tommy forfeit the bet if it goes above 1%?
No. Why would that have anything to do with that?
I was just trying to see if you'd say yes. I don't know why you'd take it.
I drew a few volume profiles, if you can tell. It's more for ETH than it is for Solana. Because I can't tell if I think ETH is going to break down here or not. I kind of think they're going to do something like this. Pop it back to 28K.
Those equal lows right there are really, really juicy.
Yeah. And we could wick deeper than people expect into this and remain, and like with, you know, kind of hold that bullish market structure. This low has to hold for market structure to be bullish, in my opinion.
Where's the volume profile of this entire range, Tommy? Have you drawn one for like, yeah, that this whole area? Is there a point of control right around where you have that dip going? My gut's telling me yes, but I don't know from memory. Oh, it's lower. Never mind.
Yeah.
You got to hold that value area high, though.
This is pretty much like the new value area high. I don't know. There's not too much with this.
Change your bars to 200.
No.
Come on.
I will not.
Tommy, it looks better.
Yearly VP coming up. Ooh, that's a big level right there.
Very big level. Not this. Yep. Very big.
Where are we right there right now? Or is it a little lower?
No, I mean, it's a little lower. 27.1.
So if that holds,
Zoom in.
I hate how you have to get the volume profile in your view for it to load. It's very annoying.
I'm not gonna pull up my dollar fractals because they are pretty gnarly, and I don't even know if I believe them. Okay, I don't know if I believe that one either, but we paint the chart with ideas, guys. Not that we think they're guarantees, but they might be guarantees. That looks pretty bad. Like if you were bullish, you would be longing this. You might looking to long this.
Why?
Bullish because you have like. You're flipping this level on ETH right now, like the pivot. That's a market structure break.
That's true.
But I won't get too deep into that. I think ETH's profile looks a lot worse than Bitcoin's. Damn it.
You guys think CPI comes in hot tomorrow? That could kind of nuke bonds a little bit.
No.
No.
Why? Because I don't think bonds could get nuked much harder than they have been.
Well, sure. But do you think it comes in hot?
What's it forecasted at?
I don't know.
We should probably figure that out.
I know.
As long as this is below 1680, it's going to 1370.
Yeah, that does not look good.
If we anchor from here, actually, no, let's do this one. Let's do that one. Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's September CPI.
We've already lost the. You are on Coinbase though. What if you did like the index or Binance? How would that change things?
Okay, it's 3.6 for headline and 4.1 for core. Our expectations.
Basically.
Yeah, that looks like it wants the value area low, honestly.
You can see that old trade I took on ETH back at the bottom of this move.
That was beautiful.
It was.
I think
the rest of the way.
I think the only hope for ETH structure right here is that it ends up like Bitcoin summer of 2021, and it just looked like it was about to, monster head and shoulders down, and it just came back from the dead. That's the only hope for ETH.
Yeah, like this.
Right there. Yeah, that's the only hope for ETH right there.
Yeah, I agree. You're going to need something here, though. Somebody or something to cause this.
That looks like BTC, bro.
Because that actually kind of looks like where ETH is at right now.
It looks like ETH Bitcoin.
Yeah, it does. It looks like ETH USD and ETH Bitcoin, in my opinion. But it can look like whatever it wants. If it doesn't get that follow through, then it means nothing. But
it's kind of tough to me, man.
They're kind of rugged soul now.
Where's that LeBron James meme? It's about damn time.
It's about damn time.
I just don't know that I think it's going to bounce here.
what if you drew a volume profile going all the way back to summer of 2021 and viewed the whole thing as a range?
Token Genesis event.
Well, or that, I guess. I meant more like.
Yeah, there she is.
Look at that.
Wow.
Control.
Look at that value area high tap.
But the odds that it forms like equal lows here, in my opinion, when it's forming a rounded top, is not high.
POC, baby.
I don't know. I think
POC.
it's literally your best case to go a deep SFP and reclaim.
God, I want it to hold so bad. It'd be so fun. We'd make so much money longing altcoins if we could bounce here like really aggressively.
What's dominance look like?
I'd rather short Sol with $3. Can you imagine?
Prophecy.
And then shove it all into Sol.
Oh,
You don't want to buy Sol at $3 if it goes there. I'll tell you.
60%
Yeah, probably not.
Bitcoin dominance by January. What do we think? I say yes.
Yes,
Ben Cohen will be vindicated. Yeah.
Dude, he doesn't even need to be vindicated. He's been right the whole time.
The
And everyone's
whole
been
time.
freaking
Yeah.
out at him because their alts are in distress.
Yeah, like there was like 3 weeks of on-chain alt season and everybody came for his life because he wasn't calling for it.
I know. He's been spot on though, man.
I know.
Oh my god, I have to go all the go all the way up there to go get that profile.
Oh, because that wick.
What?
It's brutal.
What is that wick?
The flippening.
Did it flippin'?
No, not like that. That's an error or a
You
fat.
might need to just delete that. Oh, there you go.
Where do I anchor this to? Probably here, right? What
Yeah.
I here because it's more volume, or the bottom,
Great.
or this bottom. We'll do all of them.
Wherever you want.
We'll do all of them. We'll do all of them for the full picture, right? It's important. Oh man. Yeah, this is not good.
That big gap right there.
Let's actually move this. This is actually more important than that one. Who's that one? Like, ETH is wrecked. Literally foo bar.
So you think Bitcoin dominance is going to 60% by end of year?
Yes.
And therefore ETH BTC to 0.045, 0.04?
I think 0.04 is reasonable.
Okay. So
See
let's
it.
talk US dollar prices then
I
and
can
do be
see it all the way
suspected.
down to here, though. Like 3.3.
Okay.
Worst case.
So let's talk US dollar prices then. So if Bitcoin dominance goes to 60%, you think ETH BTC, let's just say 0.04. Okay. What US dollar prices are we looking at for potentially Bitcoin and ETH going into the end of the year if these valuations hit?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Oh my God, this is an old chart.
Just the most bearish old drawings you have saved that you forget about.
What is bearish? This is just a drawing from way back when. What's bearish about it, Max?
There's lines at 285 billion. There's a line at
interpreted.
Okay, look at that line at 285 billion.
What do you mean? What am I supposed to do about that?
I don't know. Not draw it.
No, I mean, let's see. What sort of prices would that be if ETH went down against? That's a Bitcoin dominance right now is at 50%, so it's at about 500 trillion in market cap. I mean, that's really just extremely bearish on altcoins, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it would imply Bitcoin hangs out low to just 23 to 28, and altcoins just get destroyed against it.
I mean, I can see it.
I can see it too.
I can see it.
Or ETH BTC holds here, comes back from the dead, and it's alt season, baby.
And we all buy Pepe again.
I just want to buy Pepe.
So big level, man.
I said I would allow for 0.055 in the Discord. That's it. There will be no more moving the goalpost for me. It's 0.055 or death. That's it. Do me a favor and keep that on your chart. Don't delete that, okay?
I won't delete it.
All right. I'd like to look back on that in like 6 months and just see how we're doing.
Yeah, I think I might move it up to here for that stop run because I'm not going to be overly picky at that point. But
so retrace the entire bull market expansion.
Yeah, basically. That's what all Bitcoin does, though, Max. That's what all Bitcoin does.
Yeah, but ETH is not an altcoin.
Like all Bitcoin retraces.
ETH
anything that's not Bitcoin is an altcoin.
Technically speaking, yes. But also, I think it's probably matured to a point where it shouldn't be treated the same as near Bitcoin or near ETH or Link or AVAX ETH.
Oh, that was a good drawing.
Kid, man, keep Link out your mouth, man.
Hey Tucker, I have my Link ETH drawing from way back when. That's still like valid technically.
There's a bullish Snorlax drawing. That's what we like to see.
Let's see, AVAX ETH. Oh gosh, cooked. Probably cooked, man. This is what all Bitcoin pairs do, though, right? I mean, it's like Ben Cowan says, they're entirely a function of liquidity, right? They return to the mean when that liquidity is not present, and they divert significantly from the mean when it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm excited to buy alts, though. I think we're probably going to be bidding in Q1, if I had to guess.
I think so, too. Yeah.
I'm fine if they just keep getting completely destroyed. Doesn't matter to me at all.
No,
look at that. Look at that thing go. Let that thing go, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
Fed pause rally, just like your boy said. Keep on going, baby.
Yeah, they sent Bostic out to pump TQQQ.
Good day to be a TQQQ shareholder, I'll tell you.
Who is Bostic's a member of the Fed, right?
Yeah.
Isn't she the one that people hate?
No.
That she's always bullish.
No, maybe
it is,
or it's Mester, or whatever the hell her name is. No, I might be that. You might be right. No, I think Bostic's a man. Isn't Bostic a man?
I really don't track the Fed.
Tucker, we don't. You can't box somebody in these days, man. Bostic can be whatever Bostic wants to be. So
named Raphael Bostic, and he's like a 57-year-old man.
Don't jump to conclusions. You have no idea, Tucker.
Hang on. I have to pull that up. You want to see Bostic? This is good. This is what Powell said, go out there today and just pump the markets just a little bit, man.
Tommy, it's a very pretty girl.
Is that Bostic?
Yeah, man. That's Bostic.
Look at him. He's just got a smirk on his face. He's just pumping it. He just loaded up the truck this morning right before he spoke.
Yeah, Bostic added calls here.
Oh, hilarious, man.
Yeah.
What do you guys think we wrap it up? Been going for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Send us on our way.
I love it, man. We've it's Tuesday and we've already given you guys about like 3.5 hours of market check content this week. So shout out to everybody on the panel who has contributed to that. And then, of course, appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in, liking, and subscribing. If you haven't done that already, we'd really appreciate it if you did that on your way out. And yeah, have a great rest of your Tuesday, guys. Just a reminder, if you really enjoyed the content, you want maybe a bit more of an all-in look at how we're trading, you can do that through our Discord. We even have signups 1 month for free. At no cost to you. You can see what we're all about, and it's something that you want to commit a little bit more heavily to. But have a great rest of your Tuesday, guys. I hope everybody has had a phenomenal start to the week. It's beautiful and sunny outside. I'm going to go for a walk here pretty soon, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow, and have a great day, guys. Thanks again.